Hi, I'm Miriam Manzo, and this is MMI Design. Our final bedroom, definitely a more masculine look. We really kind of took a theme and ran with it, and it all really started with this beautiful Ralph Lauren crocodile wallpaper behind me. So what I did is I brought in that same panel detail that you saw in one of the other bedrooms, and you know that you see in all of my rooms. And I really went for it here. We have a chair rail, we have lower panels, and then we have the upper panels. Because this wallpaper was very expensive, what I did was I only incorporated it into the areas where I thought it would make a design statement. So you can see behind me, this panel does not have the wallpaper. It's strictly on the feature wall and in a couple of other feature areas, and that helped bring our costs down. The other thing that we did here is, once again, we established our bed size, and I designed this really sort of out of Africa looking bed. It gave us the size for our nightstands. This is the same nightstand we saw in that first bedroom in Walnut. Again, these were purchased for the client at a discount warehouse. So they were incredible quality, but I didn't want the walnut in this room. So what I did is I had my furniture refinisher paint them in the same gray as the walls, and that completely transformed the look of these little nightstands. And then I want to talk about the bedding, our high-low. Again, we started off with a Ralph Lauren fabric, not inexpensive, but we only needed minimum yardage in order to get a pillow out of it. And then I found this incredible leather fabric, and then I added it to an inexpensive faux linen for the duvet, and you'll see I also incorporated that into these beautiful window treatments. So again, this is one fabric, and these were strips cut out of another fabric, and we created this incredible design. Again, we've talked about how important it is and what a designer brings to the table. These are the little details that really transform a house into a luxurious home. So you'll see here we've kept our trim white. I could have gone dark, and you'll see in the baseboards I did actually paint those out. I didn't want the white drawing the eye down, but rather taking the eye up. Here we've got incredible copper ceilings, the same as we saw in that first blue bedroom. But if you notice the copper design, now I've taken that dark gray up to the ceiling, and instead of only one big box panel around it, I've done three. And then again, we found this fantastic chandelier in keeping with our theme. And then we went fun with our accessories here. So we hung up all these deer and antelope, and really sort of brought that strong, masculine, serious vibe, and gave it a little bit more fun. And we took it again right into our furniture choices. So again, this fabulous piece that it looks like luggage, the leather handles, and you're going to see when we get to the closet, I brought that same leather detail into the handles of the closet. So we, again, those repeating details that I keep talking about. The same wall unit we designed in the blue room, you'll see it here again, this time in the same color as the wall. These were custom designed, custom colored. What we've done here to change it is simply changing the color of the knobs, and we've done a bit of a different leg on this one than we did on the blue one. Still kept it shorter. So again, this brought the cost down because we had one cabinet maker make 3 different units, but rather than 3 different designs and starting from scratch, we just did these small changes, and that helped us bring the cost down. And then here we have again that wallpaper that we saw, the Ralph Lauren croc, again, this was one of my feature areas, inexpensive art on top, and then this little seating area again with the rough hewn wood, again supporting our theme. Our doors are trimmed with this fabulous trim and back bend, and that alone would have been enough to really case this door. But I want to go a step further because this was a doorway that leads to another area and another doorway. I wanted to give it some highlight and some strength. So this is a trick that I like to do. I brought a panel detail that now protrudes from the wall rather than what we see here. This one is done with MDF and panel mold, and it actually goes right up to the ceiling, and now my crown goes around that. And you can see what that does is, on top of the fact that it's giving this doorway importance compared to the door that leads out of the room, it gives the crown molding those beautiful cuts and brings some dimension into the room. And then when you're looking from that viewpoint, you'll see I repeated that on the door to the bathroom. So again, we've talked about sight lines, we've talked about repeating design details throughout the house for consistency and flow. So this is where, from this point, your vantage point, you get this beautiful detail of seeing one doorway followed by another, beautifully trimmed out crown molding that goes right around it. So in the closet, to keep costs down, as I mentioned, we went with an inexpensive walnut look laminate product. The reason we went with the walnut is, again, we're picking up some of the furniture pieces in the bedroom, but you can also see behind me the beautiful walnut vanity that we designed. So I'm trying to keep this room flowing all as one, even though it's 3 separate rooms. And you can see the beautiful handle detail in leather that, again, I took my inspiration from one of the pieces in the bedroom to bring it in here and give it that masculine feel. And then when I'm designing closets, on top of the fact that I'm looking for storage and display, I also like to give these drawers with locks. I just find that whether it's kids or adults alike, people have things that they like to keep private. In this room, we were able to give 3. And then underneath it, we actually have built-in laundry hampers. So again, we've done 3 here. I typically like to do 3 where room permits, 1 for whites, 1 for darks, and then 1 for dry cleaning to keep that separate. And again, you can see on this wall behind me, we've kept the theme going. I found these little antler hooks, and we thought it was a great place to bring in, being that this is a masculine room, a boys' room, to incorporate their hat collection. Now, one of the things I want to point out is when I'm running crown molding around the room and I have a built-in, I typically like to keep that crown molding the same so they butt up to each other. So in this case, we chose our crown molding from our cabinet maker, and then we had him supply us with the rest of it to go around the room. And you'll see what I've done here. The crown molding that sits on top of the built-ins becomes the same material and or color, but where it meets drywall, the rest of the room, I paint that out the same as the trim or wall or ceiling, depending on what I'm doing in that particular instance. So it does change the crown molding as it hits built-ins versus it on the wall. And then we go through to this beautiful bathroom. When designing this ensuite bath, I wanted it to be a little bit more gender neutral than the bedroom, simply because it is the only bathroom that has a tub. So again, for resale, if a girl wanted to come in or if it wanted to be used as a nursery, I wanted the bathroom to be a little bit more gender neutral because it would be easier to change the bedrooms than the bathroom. So I designed this beautiful walnut vanity, brought in details, same that you would see in a French antique, this beautiful beaded detail, beautiful handles. And I want to talk a little bit about the marble tops here. So again, to keep costs down, what did I do? I tried to use the same marble in several bathrooms. You buy marble by the slab, whether you use a 1 foot square foot piece or you use the whole slab, you're paying pretty much the same price. So I tried to use the same marble in a few of the bathrooms in order to get full slab usage out of them. And when I'm doing the jams for showers, and in this bathroom you'll see where we have a beautiful backsplash as well as the top of the tub, I do those generally the same material as my countertop. This way there's a beautiful flow going through the room. So here you can see where I did a bit of a shape backsplash. I brought the same panel detail from the bedroom in, where we have a chair rail, a lower panel, and a upper panel. And then again, French antiques, the mirror and the lights in this case. Marble on the floor, and then you're going to see where we took the tub, and I wanted to give it that French, again, hotel flair. So let's have a look at what I did there to create a special moment in the tub area. So for the tub, I took a subway tile in marble, laid them in a brick pattern. What really makes this bathtub special, the fact that we've done this beautiful trim work on the outside and around the sides. Again, here you see the same marble top material from our counters is brought up in the jambs, and I like to take those right across the ceiling. But again, what's the special moment here? It's this beautiful backsplash that I did, very European hotel inspired. And rather than the faucets being on the same wall as our shower head, I brought them here with the old-fashioned shower handle. And I think it makes a beautiful moment in this tub area, a real focal point. And then I've taken the same fabric that I've done on the windows. So again, we brought that little bit of a leather stripe from the bedroom here in the bathroom, and then took the same inexpensive linen and just did this beautiful drapery panel, again, just to luxe up the space. It's not really here doing anything. We have a shower curtain for when you take a shower. This is really here just to bring luxe to the room. So I've given you 3 different bedroom looks. A feminine, a masculine, and really what I think is gender neutral. I'm hoping that you've learned a couple of the design tricks that I use when designing rooms. I'd love to hear your comments, and if you could like, share, and follow, we'd really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us on another beautiful home tour.